All right, my dear Aboriginal people, I think it's about time someone spoke with you heart to heart. Before I start this video, let me say this clearly that I, as someone who is not native to this land, fully acknowledge and recognize the fact that Aboriginals and the Torres Strait Islanders are the true owners of this land. And I don't know of any Aussie who does not recognize or respects that fact. I recognize that the Aboriginal culture is the longest living culture, some 55 to 60,000 years old. But I also acknowledge the fact that Australia that we all love and live in was created by British settlers. Australia has its own unique history. Sometimes it's to be proud of, and sometimes we have to recognize as dark chapters of history. But whatever Australia is today, it is a beautiful country, so much so that people from all over the world want to come here and live in it. But that doesn't come without any cost. We have opportunistic people coming in, taking advantage of your good nature. There are people who are exploiting you and sowing the seeds of division between the two oldest communities living in Australia, the Aboriginal community and the European settlers. Whatever we've built, whatever Australia is today, it was built with the cooperation between these two communities. But lately, when Australia became multicultural, it invited in people who are ungrateful and opportunistic. What am I talking about? Let me show you these people, okay? Look at this woman. Look at her scarf. It is made up of the Aboriginal flag and the kafaya. Why? She's a hijabi. She's a Muslim. They're here to exploit you. Suddenly, the word colonialism has become their favorite word. Who are these people to speak up against colonialism? They colonized North Africa, the Middle East, India. They went as far as Spain, and they were going into France as well until they were defeated by Charles Martel. Let me tell you something. These people have no respect for the Aboriginal culture. They have zero interest in you. They have only one interest, and that is how to propagate their Islamic world order and establish a caliphate. You know what? Theologically and religiously, Allah, which is their God, or Islam, has allowed them to be somewhat tolerant towards only two communities. You know who those two communities are? Jews and Christians. And the third one was Sabines, but they went extinct. That's it. Jews and Christian. Their religion allows them to live only, their religion allows them to be tolerant only to Jews and Christians, and you can see how tolerant they are towards them. They call them dhimmis. In other words, second-class citizens. Everyone else gets only two options: either convert to Islam or be beheaded. That's it. That's it, guys. And you think these people care about you? They're not here to care about you. They're only here to exploit you. Let me say that categorically, because I belong to that culture. I come from that religion, and they want to behead me. You know why? Because I don't agree with their religion. I think Muhammad was a fake prophet. That's it. That's it, guys. That is enough for me to be beheaded. What makes you think that they will be tolerant towards you? Islam hates polytheists. Islam even hates Jews and Christians, but because they are people of the book, meaning they are the Abrahamic faith cousins, that's why they can live as second-class citizens known as dhimmis, a luxury not afforded to other communities. Hindus, either convert or die. Aboriginals, they would look at you as subhumans. I'm not exaggerating that. Look at their history. Every country they conquered, they destroyed the native indigenous culture. Every single country. Only Indians survived them. Only Indians. Because their number was huge. They just couldn't kill them all. Even though they made mountains of their skulls throughout the Middle Ages. They're not loyal to you. They don't care about you. This is their latest grift. They go in. They exploit the fault lines in any given society. They're doing the same thing with Native Americans and First Peoples of Canada. Why would you be any different? They're doing the same thing with you. Now, I understand the Aboriginal community have a lot of grievances with white Australia. Sure. But aren't we making a progress? Aren't we moving ahead? Aren't we moving forward? And what makes you think that these people can be your well-wishers. As I said, I come from that culture. I know this religion. I've written a book on this subject. These people are only interested in one thing, and one thing only. That is how to spread Islam and establish the caliphate. And in that caliphate, homosexuals fly off the rooftops. Infidels, other than Jews and Christians, have to be put to death unless they convert to Islam. Jews and Christians have to live as dhimmis, or as second-class citizens, where they have to pay jizya, the non-Muslim poll tax. Women, you see how their women dress up? This is only a front for now. This is how their women dress. This is how they make them dress. You don't have to listen to me. Well, you should listen to me, but if you don't want to listen to me, that's fine. Listen to themselves. I have literally thousands of these videos. They will tell you who they are.
We don't say that Islam is here to live, to coexist with lots of different religions and all of us can just hold hands and be friends. This religion has been sent to dominate, to wipe out, to take out every other religion.
Wipe out, take it out. That's exactly what Muhammad did. That's exactly what they've been doing for the last 1400 years until they are pushed back.
To have the people leave every religion and to accept Islam.
That's it.
And if that requires fighting to achieve it, then it requires fighting to achieve it. Because the greatest purpose for which jihad was legislated is to make the word of Allah the highest and the word of those who disbelieve the lowest, even if the disbelievers hate it. But we're not shy to say it, and we don't find that to be something that we should be shy to say.
They are not even hiding it because they are commanded to do that. What makes you think that they will care about you? As I said, whatever grievances you may have, whatever issues you may have with the Commonwealth of Australia or the Australian government, fine. But that's between you and the state of Australia, not these communists, not these socialists, and not these Islamists. Right now, the communists/socialists have joined forces with these Islamists in the name of, oh, we are fighting oppression. They are the biggest oppressors. The other group, the communists, look at their history. Stalin, 20 million killed. Pol Pot, Mao. They have killed in the 20th century more people than any other political group. Only Islam has killed more people than the communists, only because they had 1,300-year head start. That's it. These two are some of the most mass murdering communities or political ideologies, and they pretend to care about human rights. They don't care about human rights. Now, let me end this video again. As I said, I belong to this culture. I understand this culture. These people are not loyal to you. They don't care about you. They don't give two Fs about you. They're using you just to destroy the West. That's it. No other agenda. And if you think that, oh, they're just some few and far between people, no, they're everywhere. Look at this. They're here in Australia as well.
We want to see the Sharia being implemented, and we want to see the Khilafah of the Islam being existing, then we need to strive for it. When Muslims are in state of strength, then they could start dealing with power.
And that's when I was recruited in the mosque by the Muslim Brotherhood. And now they took me in, and I was being trained for what's so-called civilization jihad, or still jihad, which is to infiltrate culture from within and do the bidding of the Muslim Brotherhood.
That's it.
Because our agenda is to bring Sharia, which is Islamic constitution, to the nations. And once the Sharia is established, then we can bring the whole world down by Sharia without guns.
Yeah. That's their plan. Look at this. He's saying it himself.
In state of strength, then they could start dealing with power.
They're just waiting to increase their numbers. This is why. Look at these people. They live here. They're here. They are in Australia. And let me say that again. If Islam had conquered Australia, there would not be a single Aboriginal alive today. They would have killed them all. They would have wiped them off, or they would have converted to Islam. That's it. The Aboriginal culture that the West respects, that the Australian government works so hard to keep it alive. I'm not saying it's perfect, but if it were the Muslims instead of the Australian government, instead of the white man, if it were the Muslims instead of the Australian government or the white man, the Aboriginal culture would not have survived. Look at these people. They're not loyal to anyone. Listen to them. They're not even loyal to the hand that feeds them.
You have the right to be angry. You have the right to be heard. Don't let those who are already internally defeated to silence you. Don't
Internally defeated. The West is internally defeated. That's why they're here. They're here to spread fitna. Fitna, mischief. I'm using the Islamic vernacular. That's why they're here.
forget the code for unity and strength. Next time you see a politician that supported genocide invited somewhere, they are not welcome.
They're not welcome. Fuck you. This is not your country. Keep trying this. Keep it up. And look, they don't care. They're actually not care. They're prepared. They come prepared. He knows what's the worst is going to happen to him. He's going to be stripped of his Australian citizenship and deported. Fine. He doesn't care. You don't have a right to tell us. We don't have to be loyal to your pathetic cause in Gaza. We don't care about your pathetic cause. Well done, Israel. More power to you, Israel. Keep the barbarians at the gate. Keep them out.
There's no time to make a speech. Remember the code. And not only one man, it has to be hundreds of men and women. The code is free Palestine.
No. Fuck Palestine.
Free Palestine, free Palestine.
That's it. That's the only cause they're loyal to. Listen to this guy here.
It's all about you willing to sacrifice. Like the Palestinians that we see today. They have been fighting for how many years? For more than 80 years. So it's not just a short
I hope they keep fighting for another 80 years.
fight, by the way. So don't expect that if it doesn't happen by the end of 2026, what are we going to do? Are we going to stop? No, 2027, 2028, 2029, and we're going to teach it to our
Look how many white Aussies are watching this now. They're building their own little mini enclaves, their own little mini armies to spread fitna, to spread chaos. That's what they hear. They only care about their own goals. They don't care about you.
So resistance is something that has to continue.
Just like they use the LGBTQ community too. Sometimes. Not all of them, by the way. Look at this guy.
It's important that we do not celebrate the day on which the genocide, the beginning of the killing, the displacement, the rape started. This is just...
He's talking about January the 26th. They know that. They know that this is your Achilles heel. They know how they can exploit. As I said, he's a Muslim. He doesn't care about you. He probably didn't even know about Aboriginals before he came here. He doesn't care. They're only here to exploit that. Only here to use that. His religion has done more rapes and murders and genocides than any other community. The communists are a distant second. And I mean a distant second.
About being a human being who have proper feelings, who wouldn't celebrate while standing on the body of someone else. You wouldn't accept this to happen to you.
That's exactly what Muhammad did. The shameless people. Shameless people. This is him with all these jihadis. All these jihadis. Sorry, without making this video too long, these guys don't care about you. Please, please, whatever grievances you have, sort them out yourself. This is between the Commonwealth of Australia or the Australian government and you. Do not let these opportunistic hyenas take advantage of you and exploit you.